right, so what we're going to be looking at here is I just finished up Semantic search with a backing vector database powered by Qdrant, and it went well. It did, but we have a little bit of odd behavior. So, for example, if I type test, it automatically runs the search. I can't edit my search query. There's no way to update it, and the search has failed. So overall, not a bad first attempt. However, this is pretty commonly sort of where you land on a first attempt at a really big feature. And by really big, I mean, well, you can read the document. It'll be in the repo when I push a little later today. So we're going to fix that, right? That's what we're going to do right now. So you can see, previous session was that. We're not going in there. I mean, I can show it to you. I don't mind. I'm just saying this is ridiculous. It ran for so long that essentially a guard kicked in on the back end, which I don't think is Gab. And then I have to say, please continue. That ran so long that I had to kick it again. Anyway, this was a chore. Okay, it did not go poorly. I'm just saying, well, I mean, it's also not perfect, but I'm just saying, like, that is such a long chore that you can kind of expect a couple of bugs. You can. It's just like normal software engineering working with people. We're gonna head back to here, select new chat session. We're gonna go in on Gab, and we're gonna go in on that GLM 5.1 goodness, switch over to agent mode. We're going to go to low reasoning. We're going to embiggen the prompt. And I've already got some prompt here, and then we're going to elaborate on that. Let me read this out loud. So we've just finished the implementation of the semantic search using Qdrant in the application. When the user enters a search string, the search executes automatically. The user should press enter to execute their search. Actually, let me elaborate on that. The user should press enter or click the search button. Or click the search button to execute their search. Searches should not happen automatically. All right, new paragraph. In the search results component, there is no input provided for the user to change their search query. Please add an input to the results display that lets the user edit their query and press enter to execute a new search. We will save this instruction for last. When the user submits a search, we are receiving an error on the back end. It is not very verbose. This is that error. And I'm going to do, I always just do like 3 dashes. Let me go grab that search result. Literally, this is the log. There you go. 1 line. Search controller. The search failed. Bad request. And that's it. So please use an Explorer subagent to familiarize yourself with the code and determine what needs to be done for this task. You can find a description of the work performed to build this feature in, and we're going to say .gadget. Actually, we don't need to do all that anymore. I fixed it. Give me just 1 second. I got to go to a directory here. Not that directory. Over here. I got to go over here. Oh, man. Right, this was Qdrant Semantic Search MD and the to-do. So those are going to be in plans / and also plans / and let me go ahead and put them in quotes. It helps. What have I done? There. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so this will be the planning run and then I'll execute the build and we'll call that a video for today. So again, Gab AI GLM 5.1, plan low reasoning. Off we go. And things have been just running top of form today. So it's reading in the plan so that it understands what in the heck just got done. We just named the session, so fix Qdrant search auto trigger, UI input, and backend error. So it's now spawning the subagent, asking it, I need you to investigate the front-end search components in this project to understand how search currently works. ... There's a lot more to that prompt, I promise. So it's literally like, you know what, just have the full context. The files are pretty small. Have at it, kid. It will do some analysis at the end of it. So that is the subagent now writing its report back to the master agent, right? So, you know, Gadget called the sub-agent to go do this work. The sub-agent then went through and, as you saw, it slurped up all the noise, all the whatever, and then it filters it all down to the high signal instruction that Gadget needs in order to do its work. So this is the next sub-agent. I need you to investigate the back-end search implementation to diagnose a, quote, bad request error when the user submits ... a search, right? So quickly goes in, reads a bunch of files, is grepping for some content, literally searching Google, looking for errors and stuff like that. So we're just waiting for it to crunch the numbers now. It's got all those results. And then again, this subagent, once it's done crunching all the numbers here, it'll either start emitting report or it'll continue doing more research. Given that we're at Search Google, it's probably going to do some more research. You might also see it start fetching URL. It'll go off and actually read web pages, readmes, API documentation, whatever. Did another Google search. Then we did a file read. So it did those two things, right? So while crunching numbers, it decided it wanted to do another Google search and read a file. Fetch URL. There we go. So we're at qdrant.tech documentation search. It's literally looking up the search API, learning how that works. There we go. Our Qdrant client, and also looked at the deprecated search versus the newer query method. We'll see what kind of a recommendation this comes back with. So basically, each of these subagents are like an expert that you send in to go and, you know, do some triage and some, I don't know, just diagnostics, a little bit of planning work on their own. And they know their role. They know that they're reporting back to someone that, you know, needs this information to help them successfully work on this task. So the subagent knows its job. The master agent knows that the subagent knows its job. So it knows how to communicate with it, send in, you know, a good successful prompt that will generate these good successful reports and replies. And I am literally doing this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern. So don't be too surprised when the platform gets a little busy, in the heat of the East Coast work day, right? So the latency going up right now has an obvious explanation. This stuff is popular. Lots of people are doing it, and the back ends get a little busy. Sometimes you might wait in a queue a little bit. At the end of the day, how much faster is this than having to type this up by hand, than doing these Google searches, reading the documentation, doing more Google searches, reading more documentation, figuring out exactly what it is that you need to be doing here, doing it, testing it, right? I'll happily wait in your queue. No big deal. Actually, that might be the end here. I don't mean the end of the operation. I mean the end of the sub. Nope, did another Google search. So yeah, we're still reading documentation, and it's on a quest for knowledge right now. Now it's out there looking for bad request, vector, format, named vectors, points/search, Qdrant REST API. All right, here we go. Full report coming back to the master agent. Three suspects. Let's see if it asks me what I want to do. Because basically it looks like I've got a size mismatch or something on the vector size for the model that I'm using. And that's a config thing. That's a me thing, right? Like, it might not have to write code at all. So that's interesting. It'll just be interesting to see if it wants to try to cope, which I will stop it from doing. We just won't go to build mode. Again, you iterate here in plan mode. It's being judgmental because I've asked for that. Okay, so when it's saying both subagents performed excellently, it is because I am asking it to, give us an opinion as well. So we can see that, the one subagent alone was, I guess about 5 minutes there. The other subagent, where are we here? Was another minute. So we're, somewhere around 6 minutes in on big task. Just directly writing the plan file. There we go. So we'll be able to review it as a plan file. Also knows to create a to-do. These are files that stay in the project. So yes, it could be a tool, but it doesn't need to be. It can just be a file, and they are. There's nothing stopping you from opening the file and watching it as it works, and maybe we'll do that. So here we go. We are findings. Auto search on keystroke. That I assume will be good. No query input. That I also assume will be good. I'm into this. The backend bad request. Most likely cause is a vector dimension mismatch. The collection is created with vector size defaulting to 768 nomic embed text, which is not what we're using. But if the configured AI provider produces embeddings of a different size, e.g. OpenAI at 1536, Qdrant rejects the search with HTTP 400. So the error logging is also insufficient. Only error as error.message is logged, which just says bad request without the Qdrant response body explaining why. The plan addresses this with improved error logging, dimension validation, startup validation, subagent ratings. So it's rating them both a 9 out of 10. Comprehensive, found all relevant code, clear analysis. The second subagent receives thorough investigation, strong diagnosis of the vector dimension mismatch, good coverage of alternative causes. The plan is saved here. The to-do is saved there. And that is how Gadget executes a plan turn. Again, using GLM 5.1 running on Gab AI. that matters. Matters quite a lot, right? Like a lot of people are talking about Anthropic, this, that, Claude, whatever. Honestly, overrated hype. Slow, expensive. I don't know why you're doing that. I got other reasons to avoid it. And so, I'm just going to continue showing what this stuff can actually do because wow. And I mean, wow. How is that not wow? How are you not saying wow at this point? That's a lot of wow right there. Now, obviously, having a programmer talk to this thing matters a lot. Like you see a lot of the language that I'm using. You see how specific I'm being. I knew to guide it this way, to put these rails and instructions on it and the rest, right? We're getting this result because this is basically digital me. In terms of, formal software engineering with a little bit of fun. And that's exactly what Gadget is. It is formal software engineering with a little bit of fun. It tries to add a human touch. It tries to, as much as possible, simulate a coworker. It is meant to feel like you're working with a teammate, maybe communicating on Slack, right? Except, this thing types really, really, really fast. You know what? Let's just let it rip. I'm not even going to give it feedback. I'm literally just going to let it rip. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I'm using QN3. Pretty sure that the vector size is 1024. That's what I'm setting. But hey, we'll let it do its thing, and we'll run with scissors for one pull of the handle and see what happens. We can always fix a bug later, right? Like, what are we even doing in this session? Like, this is the big task. There are 2 other tasks riding along, just in the back of the bus. All right, here we go. Build mode, low, reasoning. You can actually turn reasoning off. I just like to leave it on. I don't know why. Superstition or something. I don't know. Plan, approved, and accepted. The only nuance is we are using, and let me get the exact name of the model. One sec here. Because we're on that, QN3 4B. Pretty sure. And I installed both. Well, instead of all the guesswork, I suppose I could just open the config file. Yeah, that's not something I can do on screen, so just give me a second here. Yeah, 4B. Well, let me make sure on that. Look at that context window, though. 40K. Like, you gotta be kidding. Up to 4096. Supports user-defined from 32 to 4096. I don't know. I don't remember where I read that. But I'm pretty sure 1024 is just sort of where it's at. I don't know if it's a default. Let's be more specific. I have configured the vector size to be 1024. Where is 768 coming from? And why wasn't env quadrant vector size used? It is specified. All right, so that should be good enough. I don't need to type more. Whoa, hold on. Yeah, we don't want to be in build mode, actually. Plan not approved and accepted. We're just going to... The only nuance is we are using QN3 embedding 4B, and I have configured the vector size. Let's go ahead and... There we go. To be 1024. So... New line. Where is 768 coming from? And why wasn't env.quadrant.vector size used? It is specified. There we go. Boom. Go. Let's see what that... sometimes it'll come back, oh my god, you're absolutely right. That mushroom is poisonous. So, again, it's faster than most human typists. And, well, it's, gets a little confused sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. We iterate. That's why you see me type so often. I'm iterating. Leave me alone. It's being foolish right now. Let me course correct. And again, this is when you do that. You course correct here, right? In the plan session. That way, when we commit to it actually going through and writing code. So again, spawned off another subagent to go in and do the thing. So anyway. You get all your instruction and guidance and all the rest of that, direction, philosophy, whatever. You get all that worked out in plan mode, right? Stuff that context, when it's looking for what to do here, you don't want it making decisions. Not in build mode. That is the wrong place for it to be making big decisions, right? You make those now. You're in the loop. You're here. You approve it. Once you do, boom, bang, boom, off it goes. You'll get your feature. So anyway, here we go. There we go. There's the report. So here's every occurrence of the number 768 in the entire code base, etc., etc. Because I do remember when I was implementing this in the archived version of this system, I was using Nomic embed text, and I know that the default on that is 768. Actually, it might be just 768. You might not be allowed to use something else. Oh, wow. So it's all, this is a stale Qdrint collection. The collection was originally created when the config either defaulted to 768 or was set to 768. The ensure collection method, blah, 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 silently blah, blah. So when get embedding blah returns a 1024 dim vector from QN3 embedding 4B, and Qdrint's collection expects 768 dim vectors, bad request. Updating the plan. Now it's updating the to-do. And then we'll go have a look at that, actually. You can't right now, you can't open those files here in the IDE. There's a reason for that. They technically belong to Gadget, so you shouldn't really need to. You can ask Gadget to just show it to you and it'll print it, but why would you put that in the context, right? So what I want is we have files, and then there's going to be Gadget's box or whatever. I don't even know. But that's where Gadge is storing files, and so we will have to go and browse there. In order to get to that, let me close out of all this. We go to Workspace, we go to Core 1. If you've been watching my videos, you know that Core 1 is where I work on most of this stuff, and then Tasks is my task runner. So in the Gadget directory, .gadget directory, we're looking for plans. And then within that, we are going to be looking for, let me remember the file name here, search UX fixes. There we go. So we're looking for search UX fixes. We'll scroll on down, search UX fixes. Let's go ahead and open that. And we'll also open that to do. So what do these look like, right? Well, they're very, very thorough, and the model literally does read it like you see it on the right here. Okay, it's just marked down. The model knows what all that means. It knows that the section header is there. It knows that bold is being used, and so it makes this wonderfully readable plan that has code examples in it and all the rest. All of this remains with the product. And the reason is because, well, for one, these tokens were a gift, so they're yours, not mine. And the other side of it is just that this informs agents. They can search in here. They can see what kinds of decisions were being made. They can review progress. They can review whether tests were made or not, or needed, or whatever. And so, by giving it a search function that is effectively grep in this directory, your agent can now sort of search through knowledge that you've already collected, right? And that's exactly what it's doing. So that's why That's why Gadget creates this .gadget directory in your project, right? Like common, VS Code creates one, Open Code creates one, well, Gadget creates one, right? And in here we also have a cache. You have changes, you have exports, which are exported chat sessions. So like, for example, I can actually load the semantic search. Here's that initiative right here. It is the biggest file, and I mean that sincerely. This is huge. Huge. Every tool call made, every change made, every decision made, every aspect of that entire conversation, spanning quite literally, let's scroll up just a bit here, 8,669 lines of output. So when I say that this ships with a mountain of documentation, I am not exaggerating in any way, shape, or form. It is a mountain of documentation. Every little thing that's been done within Gadget Code is, well, ever since I started using Gadget, I should say, is fully documented in this way and will be. Like, going forward, this project ships with the entire corpus of knowledge that it took to build it. You should be able to point literally anything at this. Well, all right, I don't mean to assume a level of capability or something like that, but you should be able to point reasonable tools at this system, and they should be able to reason about it and execute within it very, very successfully. This is not an undocumented project, and it is agent specific. So your agent should do quite well in here. Mine does, and this is why. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing some fixing. There we go. You know what? I am super happy with that, to be honest. It's actually putting some migration in there for your Qdrink collection. So if you decide to revectorize, right, like if you're going to change your dimension, it'll handle it. You're going to need to re-index your whole thing, and we're going to write that routine next. That's going to be an admin routine that exists on the CLI. There is a command line interface. Your system administrator for this uses the command line. They don't log into the website here. So, yeah, you know what? Let's just execute this plan. It's looking solid to me. I'm happy with that. Plan reviewed and accepted. Please proceed. So we are in build mode, low reasoning. Again, this will be Gab AI running the GLM 5.1 model. Here we go. Boom. So this is basically the programmer sitting down at their desk, firing up VS Code or VI or whatever it is that your agent likes to use, opening up 4 files, immediately doing a complete rewrite of search input.tsx. It just rewrote the file. It just rewrote the search results component. Again, just completely rewrote the file. It deemed that more efficient than separate edits or whatever. It probably had so many edits that it wanted to do. It's just like, nah, just rewrite the file. There you go, file. That was an edit. So it went in and did a targeted edit, replacing code with code. And now the big one, updating vector store service with dimension validation in ensure collection, search, and ingest turn. Not making decisions, knows exactly what it's doing, on target, like heat-seeking missile of success going straight into the code base on a fresh context, right? So again, as your contexts fill up, the performance of the model will degrade. We got some bugs, no big deal. New context, new session, diagnose, fix, ship it. Verifying all code changes that the files are, it's desk checking first. It knows to do that. Going in looking for very specific changes and that they are correct. Updating the to-do. And then we're going to build the front end to verify that there are no compilation errors. So it does that all in... no, it didn't. Never mind. So there's the build of the front end, the build of the back end. Front end is very, very fast. Back end takes a moment. Oh, got a little bit of a boo-boo in there that it has to go fix up real quick. Let me fix that real quick. Verifying the build again. Back end. Making sure the bundle is good, and we are done. Summary of all changes. We need to delete the existing 768 DIM Qdrant collection and all that good stuff. Any questions or refinements needed? Right, so that's where it will leave off in that session. And this is where we're going to leave off in this video. Thanks for watching. This was Gadget Code doing what Gadget Code does. And if you'd like to learn more, visit me at gab.com/Rob_Colbert. We'll see you there. Cheers.